record. All right, we'll get started. It is February 3rd. Welcome to the Mastermind Call. Hopefully we'll see a few more faces popping on here. I've got certainly a list of stuff to go over with. And one of the first things I'd actually like to start with, Tyler, I didn't prepare you for this, but you did something cool that I wanted to share with the group. Many of you guys follow Eric Worre, and if you remember him sharing what he used to do in his early days in network marketing just to get time with people that, like, to earn time with people that he respected, that were mentors for him, because he was a little, no one at that point, and he wanted success so bad, and he saw it and he visualized it, but he just didn't have it for himself. And you've heard stories about how he would listen to, Zig Ziglar in the car and all these, famous motivational speakers. And then, one day they were in his back seat, and it really became true. So Tyler, just share what you did yesterday. It's so cool.
I gave Simon Chan an airport ride from the airport to his hotel, drove with him for like 45 minutes, got to pick his brain. So it was really cool.
So did you hear, I don't even know the story. How did you find out he was even going to be in Florida?
On his podcast, the last couple episodes, he's been talking about speaking at an event down here. So I just texted him and asked him, well, because I'm coaching with him, so it wasn't like reaching out to a stranger, like he's mentoring me. So reached out and asked him when his flight landed and if I could give him a ride, and he said sure. So we drove, went to Publix together, and then drove him to his hotel. It was cool.
So cool. So I get a text message from Simon of them together. It was just the coolest thing. And it was Tyler's birthday. So what a cool birthday gift. And then tell the other story, because you did it again.
Same thing with Emily Vavra coming to Tampa for an event on Thursday. I mean, I live by the airport, so hey, do you need any help getting things set up? Can I take you to the hotel? And she said sure. So I'll get to pick her brain for 20 or 30 minutes too. Should be cool.
Yeah. And so I just think that's so cool, you guys. If we ever have opportunities to do things like that, I don't really get that opportunity. People don't come to Amish country very often. But if you guys do, take advantage of it, because how cool, just to be able to pick someone's brain like that. Because, the bottom line is I reach out, like I sent a bunch of messages to get some guests lined up on team calls. And I was chatting with Susan about it earlier today. I've reached out to some top leaders who have never, ever gotten back to me. Because just imagine how busy they are with their own teams. And, we get asked to be on different team calls and share, and sometimes it's just too much. So when you have that, one-on-one time with someone, it's absolutely priceless. So that's just awesome. All right. Tonight on the team call, I have Angela Maresca coming on for a bit of it, not the whole call, but she's going to come on for a bit of it to share with you some things that she's doing she's enrolled over 1,000 people. She's a master enroller, and for all of us working on ISA Rally and Crystal, the Crystal Reset, it's never, you never can get enough ideas on how to enroll people, how to meet people, and all of that. So she's going to be a guest tonight. I want to chat a little bit about ISA Rally and hear what you guys are doing with your teams, and just share some ideas. Has anyone started doing weekly calls? Share with me what you guys are doing.
I'll share, Cindy.
Yeah.
So we have a Monday night call that John leads for our team. And what we're doing now is everyone on that call has been divided up into ICE Rally teams. So we're going to, instead of working just with one team, we're going to work together. So, everyone wins, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing, no secrets, there's no strategy other than we're enrolling and we're, promoting ourselves and, getting people promoted. So we're doing it on our team call. So if anyone's on the team call that wants to be on the team call and isn't on an ICE Rally team, it doesn't so happen to be on ours, but that's what our focus is going to be. Awesome. Encouraging each other for enrolling and whatever.
Awesome. Anyone else?
We're doing ours during the day, so we're doing ours at 11:30. So again, if anyone needs to throw a person on our call, we'd be happy to have them. And we're just doing it, focusing on It's just like a coaching call. Just, what's new. I try to bring a new topic each time, answer questions. We have some brand new people. So that's it. Just accountability.
Yep. Great. Anyone else?
This is Lori.
Yeah.
I, of course, have my own ISA Rally team and then my own team call, and we were doing calls with both of those. But within the last week, I've had quite a few other people pipe up, and we found teams. And I'm just realizing as I'm in the groups trying to help them round people up, there's so many people that are so green. They've literally done nothing hardly before, but they're interested, right? And want to be on a team. So anyway, I'm partnering with some other leaders outside our team that I'm friends with, and we're doing calls together. And I think it will help because, as they said, these are the things that I'm like trying to express my team. And a lot of times that our teams take it better when, I don't know about better, but it's just nice hearing it from someone else, if that makes sense. And so that's what we're doing. We're doing every Monday night and kind of sharing things that are working. And we have some pretty cool ideas in place for new enrollments. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out to make it easy for especially brand new people who, there's a lot of people that I think have potential, but you guys are just not social media people. And the way that we explain to brand yourself and tell stories and all this stuff is just not in the cards for some people, a lot of people actually. And so we're just finding different ways around that to kind of make it simpler, and so we can create more rank advancements.
Awesome. Yeah, Ann.
I'm doing what Lori's doing, but in addition to that, instead of trying to do launch parties in everybody's homes, people are just not, doing that. I think they don't see me doing it, so they're not doing it. So I'm going back to hanging out in a coffee shop, and like if I have one of my leaders joining me and having them just kind of invite people there and turn it into a business meeting if we don't have anybody show up, but just have it be like a generic, hey, I'm going to be at Panera Bread grabbing some coffee on Sunday at 10. I know you were interested in what I'm doing. If you're around, pop in. And just trying to create that consistency.
Sure. So yeah, you just want to keep trying different ideas, you guys. I still do launch parties to this day because they've worked for our local team. Sip and samples, we change it up. We're going to a winery on Thursday night, and they're not charging us. They give us a little private room because it's a slow night for them. We're bringing them business. I let everybody know they can come a little early to eat. I usually buy a couple bottles of wine and maybe a little hummus and veggie tray or something for everyone to munch on, but then they're on their own after that. And so it's really a win-win situation, fun environment. So you just got to figure out what's working for you. But I'm going to just share a couple tips that, I've had a couple winning teams for ISA Derby, ISA Rally, and some of the things that I do that have been helpful in case they'll help you. One of the first things, obviously, the weekly Zoom calls. And I really try to get everybody's buy-in and commitment. I want everybody that's part of my team to commit to being on the team calls every week and to commit to being on the ISA Rally call. So 2 calls a week, at absolute most, that's 2 hours of their time. But I try to keep team calls to 45 minutes. And I try to keep the ISA Rally teams to calls to 30 minutes, unless people have questions. So it's not even 2 hours. So I really try to set that as a parameter that you really need to be doing this. And then the other thing is helping them set their goals. Like I've gone over with everyone how to earn their points, of course, but that every single team member can earn the maximum of 22 PET points. So you want everyone shooting for 22 PE points. And then you want everyone shooting for the individual prizes, all 4 tiers. And you want everyone shooting for the Crystal Executive Reset. So not only will they get their bonus money, but that'll really help get a lot of points for their team. So really, you guys being the leaders of the calls, the leaders of the teams, if you have multiple teams, I like joining them together. If you have, unless you have really strong leaders, and if you have strong leaders, offer to be a guest on their call. And I'm willing to do that too. I was a guest last night on a Teams call. So sometimes if we just maybe take turns and be a guest on someone else's team call, it will help. I always use the analogy of you could tell your kids, and Tyler can close his ear on this one, but you can tell your kids, the same thing over and over and over again, and they hear it from someone else and they're like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Same thing with this kind of thing, you guys. So maybe bringing a guest into one of your calls would be a great way and you could let them know maybe what you feel your team needs and have them speak just to that. So I know I'd be happy to do that for anyone that would want that. And, you know, I'd love to have a couple of you guys be guests on my call as well. Another thing that I like to do, you guys, is get everyone's addresses and then mail a little gift. So what I've done in the past, when we had the cruise challenge, I bought little, all they were little ceramic boats. They were cruise ships ornaments. And I mailed them out to everybody. So they just kind of had them sitting on their desk, and it was something that they thought of, something thoughtful. I'm thinking about what I could do now for this one, but I've always done that with every challenge that I've done, tried to come up with some kind of a gift that they could sit at their desk. So if they're having a bad day, have a wall kicking moment, they can look down at that Salt Lake City ornament or skyline or something and get excited about it. So little gifts, little cards throughout the way. Whatever, some of you had creative team names, and I loved, you already made up logos and cute posters. So anything like that, maybe have note cards made with your logo on it and send them out to everybody. You know, just some thoughtful things like that that might drive some energy. Keep a chat going, and then have everybody share every time they get an enrollment, every time they have a rank advancement, every time they're doing things that are in action. So sometimes we only applaud the win, but we want to applaud the action going behind it. So if you guys are following your team on Team Z and you see they're all hitting their numbers every day, shout them out in the group chat. Or if you've been on 3 ways for them and you know that they're in action, shout them out. Every team will have a couple people that are the high point earners and a couple people that aren't. And you want to make the ones that maybe aren't earning the points, you want to make them feel special too, and cheer them on and help them, and, you know, make sure everybody feels valued and part of the team. It just makes it for a much more fun experience for everyone. Anyone else have any ideas they want to share? Yeah, Tiff.
Cindy, so I just wanted to add on, because I was going to say I love the idea of sending gifts. And so I just collected all the addresses from my team members recently, and I plan on sending them the samples through the Isogenics business app, because I want them to see how that works. So hopefully they can see, plus I want to kind of see how it works myself. So I just thought that would be, you know, a really good idea, so they can kind of see it in action, see something that's duplicable also as well. So, and then also, like you said, shouting out in our team chat, like I just had one of the girls, my team is they're all very, very new. So one of the girls just did a 3-way chat with me yesterday. And so I celebrated that in the chat, because I want to celebrate those kinds of things, because I'll be honest, a lot of my team does not do 3-way calls, and I really want to encourage that. So those kinds of things.
Awesome. I love that idea. Send an energy drink, wanting to send you some energy to have a great week with your ISA Rally team. That's a brilliant idea. I haven't sent one out. I'm probably going to copy that one, Tiff. Awesome. Any others? Did she get it, Lisa? I saw you tested it out with Michelle.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Good. I don't know what happened with my microphone. She should be getting it early this week. I've been following it's actually kind of cool for you to set up, do it with someone like you know or in close with. That way you get the texts immediately when they open the message, which is really cool. It says, okay, Michelle's delivery is on the way. Send text number 2. Or like it tells you exactly what to do. So it's pretty cool. And by the way, if you're trying to mail out, you get 2 cans of beer, obviously one of each flavor, and it's $8.95, and it includes the shipping and all that. So I don't think you can go, I actually planned on doing it, but then never got around to it. You can't send out 2 cans of beer in the box that they would use for $8.95. Including the samples, I mean, which are full-size samples, obviously. So it's definitely a good deal. $8.95 for that, $4.95 for the birthday cake shake.
Can I ask a question about that? Since my app isn't working, that's a whole big problem. Anyhow, can you have them pay, or do you have to pay?
I think, did you have them pay for some? I can't remember. I was paying this for Michelle, obviously, because she wasn't going to pay.
I'm too cheap to pay for that.
Say that again?
All of mine bought it, because I'm not, I'm too cheap.
So how did you do it?
Can you send them the link?
There's 2 different BIA sample things in the tools. The circle ones are the ones where you pay for the sample. The square ones are the ones where it sends the info to them to fill out their shipping and credit card info.
That's cool. You were sending out a bunch of messages right at New Year's kickoff, and
people still have not received them yet. So,
and did you get the message saying they were shipped?
Yeah, they were shipped Friday or Saturday, something like
So
that.
I wonder, like, where a tracking number would show up then. Like, would Michelle have the tracking? Is there any
She
tracking?
would, 'cause I don't have access to a tracking number.
I should have.
But you know, as far as I know, no one's gotten theirs yet, which is, to me, is
I was wondering what the time frame. If it's the same time frame, obviously it's
it's been a
longer.
week so far.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a little. You know, I'm reserving judgment until.
Right.
So, but I sent out about a dozen of them or so. So we'll see.
Cindy, I might have you help me with something if it doesn't get rectified soon, but I'll message you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, keep us posted, Eric. I'd like to know how long it's stuck in. I'm sure, you know, just like anything else, it'll get better. So, okay. All right. Isa Rally. All right. Last thing I'm going to bring up, it's a negative thing. I'm going to bring it up quickly and we're going to move on from it very quickly. Many of you guys have heard, some of you have already reached out. I've had conversations with some of you about the Norries leaving Isagenix. Couple things I want to say on it. Number one, when something like this happens, guys, it happens. People leave. The way I choose to handle something like this is I didn't even watch the live videos. I didn't watch anything to do with it. The way I found out about it was in our 8-star group. There was a post from Justin Powell talking about distractions all being equal. And so the only reason I'm bringing it up to you guys, I won't bring it up on the call tonight. I've talked to a couple other top leaders who are not even addressing it with their team because they don't want to draw attention to it and make it a bigger deal than it is. So I will not be doing that either. The only reason I'm bringing it up to you guys is because I've had conversations with several of you. What you're going to want to do if people come to you is definitely have them unfollow those people because they are going behind the scenes and they are recruiting from within their teams, from their leaders that are staying with Isagenix's team. It's getting pretty ugly. So you guys want to make sure you're unfollowing these people. You're not getting wrapped up in it. If anyone's coming to you, make sure you quickly address it and then get everybody focusing on the main thing and keep the main thing the main thing. We as leaders, this is where we have to take our belief up a notch for everybody. So if anybody does get discouraged, that we are there and we're like, guys, we're bulletproof. I wish you could all see the 8-star chats, you guys. Unbelievable how all these top leaders who have been with Isagenix from day one are like, you know, we're not going anywhere. This is our forever home. We're so grateful to the Cougars. On and on and on it goes. Guys, this will happen. And the thing I want to share with you, when I left Tastefully Simple, and many of you guys were with Tastefully Simple, I quietly exited. I didn't do public posts. I didn't do live videos. I didn't draw attention to it. And no one can ever say that I ever said anything negative about Tastefully Simple. And to this day, I give them so much credit for my success because that is the company that really built me. That is the company who taught me all about personal development. That's how I fell in love with this industry and everything. And I just think it's very classy to handle it that way. And so that's why, like, I just want you guys to, you know, try to stay away from the distraction of it all. Don't get bought into it all. Don't get wrapped up in gossip and talking about it all because it's gonna pull you out of the game and it's gonna take up and eat up time of your precious time that you should be focusing on all the wonderful things we have going on right now. Like, I mean, we have so much greatness going on right now and everything is in momentum and everything is just all the stuff that's going on, all the excitement we're going to have with Zija and the new products and all of that. So that's where we need to focus. So I wanted to bring it up because I always feel like you need to bring up the elephants in the room. But the way I'm choosing to handle it is also how I've asked some other top leaders how they're handling it. It's address it quickly with your top leaders, let it go, move on, and really encourage people to not be distracted by it. Okay. All right. Awesome. Any other questions, comments? Yes, Ann.
I have an idea. So
Yeah,
I was going to call you. I was walking and I was thinking about, I'm doing a group, and once I have an idea of what I'm really doing, I might open it up to everybody because it's going to be focused on bone broth, but I'm not there yet. And it's going to be focused on this book. It's a cleanse reset based on bone broth. But anyhow, aside from that, I was wondering if we could come up with a way to pick products and really highlight them within the month of February in our group and HHP. Like, and I was just going to do Love Yourself Healthy. And if somebody picked the Immune and did it 4 posts that day, if we picked one day and did 4 posts or whatever, I just think we don't talk enough about all our incredible products. I just don't, we have so many incredible products and people are so focused on our shakes. And there's so many things we offer, and I just want to make sure people know what we're about. So I was thinking like how to drive more momentum to HHP.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to take a day or do something extra or special. I mean, I feel like we do a decent job with products. I don't just see shakes in there.
I don't know, but I think if we focus, like I would make a random schedule, and I don't even care, you know, like just 30 products and just whoever loves it post whenever haphazardly. I don't know. I mean, rather than assign it, or assigning makes people own it more. But I mean, even the Immune spray or ice.
And you could have, what if you just had like a week of immunity? Like this week is immunity, and you put that in ISA for Wealth or something like that. And then, not that they can't post about other things, but I think people actually would like it for some direction. I think people don't know what to post in HHP.
They really don't, Lori. From one of my current meetings I had, they were kind of people that I say, post whatever you want. They don't know what to post. They really don't know what to post.
So that's a fine idea. And if you want to like just put a post up in ISA for Wealth and say, guys, this week we'd like to focus on Immune. If you have any great posts or testimonies to the Immune Booster, please share them in Isogenics in HHP this week. And then next week could be a new
you know, actually, I think that's a great idea, and we've talked about it before, but we've never really kind of embraced it and done it. And maybe if in ISA for Wealth, like we know that whatever the week is, and then on HHP, sort of like put it out there. This week we'll be talking about, and it doesn't have to be like if it's energy, it's maybe all the energy. You know what I mean? We don't want to do like just, you know, bombarding people. But if we all do it, as we know, the people that we put in are seeing our posts. And if it's coming up, because we all do put different things in there, but there's really no theme to it. So, you know, maybe it can just be sort of a theme for the month of February that and it doesn't even have to be an entire week. Maybe it can be 4 days of this, 4 days of that, or I don't know, something. But I think that's a great idea, and I think we should do that.
I'll make something up and put it in there, and if it flies, it flies. I sometimes think we have to not assign it, you know what I mean? Because even Cindy or Susan, if you ask me to do something and I don't feel like I own it in a way, I kind of goes off my radar, right? Because we're so busy. So
maybe create a schedule in ISA for Wealth, or you know, and so everybody knows what we're doing, or you know, do it in the mastermind group to start, and then you know, so many chefs spoil the soup or whatever.
How about if
we don't have great people that are not in the mastermind group, but you know, start somewhere.
I think that if you shared it on your team call, this is what we're doing, then the people who actually care about their business and want to get in there, because I got a handful of people that post regularly, they get it, you know. So, and then there's some people who don't because they're like, I forget, I don't know what to post in there. So I think
I'm going to share it in both.
I'm
going to share it in both, and then if you want to ask your leaders or anybody to say, hey, you know what, here's your, like Megan just said, hey guys, this is one thing we're doing this week. Find something you love about the greens and share it or whatever, and just see where it lands, just to drive it a little differently. And like Susan said, have a theme so it doesn't get diluted in the masses of all the other great content.
I love the idea. And then, what was my thought? Putting it in ISA for Wealth. Oh, and then that might just help people then even know what to share on their walls. Oh, just make sure with your post, and that you write, be sure it's compliant. I saw Lisa's post, and that is true.
Immune is really tricky, but the toolkit for Immune, I always go back to that. You can't even say like, I can't believe I haven't been sick this year. Everyone's been sick with the flu. You can't say that. So you really have to read the toolkit, that specific one, and because that's a different, you know, different from all the others. So,
yeah, awesome. Yeah, I love that. Come up with even a weekly theme or something. Let's do it through the whole month of February. See how it goes. If it's something that takes off and people love and it's helping, we can continue with it. I think that's a great idea.
Since we're talking about HHP, I had a couple other thoughts anyway that we don't have to execute right now, but I really feel like HHP, and I think Ann does too, is it's awesome, but we can make it better. And it really is a funnel for your prospects and for your people, and we're just not doing, we could do more. So I think that I know we need a way, because anymore, some of my PEs even say they do not even get the notifications in there anymore, because if you're not active in the group, Facebook stops sending you notifications. So we need a way to get them more involved, which is great for some of the things that we've already done, but we also need a way to get prospects involved. So I think, and like commenting, like I noticed when I did an incredible transformation, I bet 10 prospects like it that I forgot were even in there. So if I could find a way to get, like every once in a while a contest just for people who have not yet signed up, and we could send them a sample of the BF or something, or the birthday shake or something like that. And it can be something simple that they answer, but if you get your people engaged, you can see they're still watching. It gets them more seeing all the stuff that's in there. The second thing is I was going to, I think it's fine to talk about earning free products and that there is an opportunity with Isagenix and HHP. We can't go, I think it may not be appropriate to go super heavy into the opportunity, but we can start telling them about the Own Your Life page in HHP, and they can opt in if they want to start learning more about it, because most of the people in HHP, as far as general customers and prospects, don't probably know. And then if we get more people in Own Your Life, people will start posting more in there too. And I also wanted to encourage people, if you have something awesome that is inspiring, and it doesn't have to do exactly with the opportunity, it just be inspiring about, doing something great with your life, or a story, please put it in there. I mean, I see things that people post on their walls, and then I ask them to go put it in there. So that's all. Bye.
Thank you. That's great. That's great. And we did update the webinar. The webinar that was saved as an announcement in HHP was for the January group thing that we had going on. So we cleaned that up, took those slides out, and we redid it. Did you repost that yet, Lori, or is that on your to-do list? She was going to take care of reposting it. So if it hasn't been done yet, I'm sure it will be. All right, guys. Any other comments, questions, ideas?
I posted it. I put that in the chat.
Oh, thanks, Lori.
Yeah.
Cindy, just one quick question. I'm not sure if anybody knows, but I had a team member ask that is going to the ISA Academy down in Fort Lauderdale if there's going to be blocks of rooms, if anybody knows that.
I would assume there's going to be blocks.
I would think so too. I mean, yeah.
It's not up yet, right? Because I bought my ticket for that one as well, both spring and the fall, but I haven't seen anything yet. So.
Okay, I just didn't know if that came up, because I know they're trying to make it so that it's only a one day. So they're thinking, but I'm still thinking so many people, so many of us are flying in that we're going to need hotels. So I was just curious if you heard anything.
No,
okay, thanks.
But when we do, make sure we post and share, you guys. Let's make sure we do it in the ISA for Wealth page, because we'll have a lot of people. A lot of people will be going to that one, the Fort Lauderdale one. Awesome. All right, guys, we'll have a fabulous day, and we'll see you guys tonight on the team call. And if anyone wants to help each other out with, maybe sharing on a ISA rally call, let me know. I'd be happy to be a guest for you. I'd love some guests on mine as well. And I think that would be a great way just to encourage more teamwork and collaboration so we can do this together, because I think those two things are what's really going to help our team really have a great start to 2020. The ISA Rally, Crystal Reset, those two things together. So have a great day, everybody. Great week.